Welcome to Two Voices. I'm On.
And I'm Alfred.
So, what do you want to talk about today, Alfred?
We can talk about writing as it applies to teaching.
Okay.
So, what are your views on the value of writing instruction? Do you think it's helpful? Can it really make somebody into a great writer? At what level does it no longer serve, etc.?
For beginning writers, I think having that structure, having that support, beginning anything, you need that.
Mm-hmm.
Because writing is just very mental. You're just in here all the time.
Right.
So to be able to get out there and talk to other people, talk to an instructor, an instructor is
Mhm.
basically a writer who
Mhm.
with more experience under their belt, so they can sort of calm you down when you're sort of frustrated or give you a path to go towards.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like on one hand, you're saying it's almost like an emotional cult.
Don't say cold.
Not cult, coach. An emotional coach. But on the other hand, it sounds like you're saying that that they're teaching fundamental, very almost scientific rules. Now, and on the first hand of the emotional coach, I feel like we're always going to need emotional support. But when it comes to the other hand,
Well, it's not just emotional support though. There's a value in getting feedback.
Yeah.
That's the difference between being in your head and critiquing and editing your own work.
Mhm.
Where after a while you just hit the wall and you don't even see that you've written like the same things over and
On
over.
one hand, you got the feedback, which
Yes.
means like somebody's coming back and telling you when you're doing something that's redundant or
There's
unnecessary.
this structure of being in a group of emotional support,
Mhm.
feedback,
Sure.
and also getting different viewpoints, because everyone approaches writing differently. You're not in your
Yeah.
head by yourself.
No,
There are
I agree.
others,
I
you
agree.
know?
There's definite value in not being in your own head, and one of those is that you do get other people's way of speaking, other people's way of approaching language, because language is not a one-person deal. Otherwise, you can't communicate. So that's true, and I agree with you there.
Do you find for yourself
Uh-huh.
that going to writing workshops, being with an instructor, was helpful, or was it more helpful just to meet with other writers?
Well, like for example, when you said structure, I was thinking to myself, okay, well, first of all, what kind of structure? Because there's the kind of structure that you learn when you're in grade school, which is extremely useful, general grammar and syntax.
But the thing is, a lot of writers still
Uh.
need that.
I'm
Have you seen these writers?
Well, yeah,
Some writers
yeah.
where they just can't, they don't even understand verb tense.
And those people are the ones who definitely will need instruction no matter what. I'm wondering more about what level does it no longer help as much as it did before. Diminishing returns almost, like we're,
Yeah.
the time you could be spent actually writing, or the time that you have to spend in the logistics of getting to a class and whatnot.
But you're comparing apples and oranges, I think,
Hmm.
because people who are beginning or in the middle of trying to figure out how to
Sure.
write,
Sure.
that's the people who are going to get the most benefit from
Yeah.
it. I mean, we went through a whole writing program.
Right, exactly.
And after that, I was like, okay, I think I'm done.
Yeah,
The only value for me would be to have feedback,
right.
different viewpoints.
Right, no, the feedback is
versus how do I do this? How do I approach structure, character?
Mhm.
What is theme? Can I even finish a novel which is over 100 pages?
Yeah, but I'd like to get back to the idea of structure, because like I'm trying to say is that there's structure at the very like a small level of a sentence, and then once it gets bigger into like how do I approach theme, how do I approach on how do I do a novel, it seems like it's like, well, now you have 1,000 options, and then it's no longer it's not as concrete as it is to like, well, where should I put the adverb,
Yeah.
So that's why but I agree first and foremost that when you're first starting out, or not even very first starting, but beginner to intermediate level, then you definitely need instruction. And then when it comes to after that, you still need feedback, no question. And if feedback comes in a teaching scenario, or it comes in like a writer group, or you share something with somebody and they tell you and you need that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, because we don't write in a vacuum.
No, we can't. Otherwise, what would be the point?